So in planning and planting our pollinator gardens, we've already talked about all of the plethora of perennials that are great for bees, butterflies, birds, and how to choose different ones that bloom at different times. But one thing that you always want to consider putting into your pollinator garden is adding in some annuals. They are flowering powerhouses. They are going to bloom from the minute you plant them all the way up until frost. As long as you're caring for them. And they just are going to be a constant food source, especially for our hummingbirds that need to feed, 6 to 8 to 10 times per day. They're going to know that they can always come back and find something in your garden. So annuals provide continuous color and a continuous food source for our pollinators. So definitely something that you're going to want to mix in. You don't have to plant them in the ground. You can plant them in a container. So if you have spaces where it's really hard to dig, if you have spaces where you just can't get down on your hands and knees and get stuff planted in the ground, consider adding some mixed containers or containers of plants all around. Also hanging baskets, especially for our flying friends like hummingbirds. They like stuff up in the air. They don't always want to go all the way down to ground level. So if you have kind of layers throughout your garden where you have height through hanging baskets and tall perennials all the way down to lower stuff, these annuals are going to kind of fill in all of the holes that you might have between bloom times or between different sizes. One of my favorite annuals for pollinator gardening is Lantana. This is a plant that blooms all summer. It is heat tolerant. It's a little bit drought tolerant, but definitely, like any annual, wants to be watered, and comes in so many colors, and a lot of times kind of a mixture of colors. Like this one has got orange and yellow and maybe even a little bit of red in it. Sometimes they're all yellow. There's also pink and red versions and even white. So you can get Lantana, some of it where it's kind of short and traily, some of it where it's moundy. So there's lots of different applications for this plant, and you will see butterflies all over it. The flowers are a little bit flat on the top, so they have a great landing pad, and just an awesome all-around great sun plant that is going to bring you butterflies. One annual that is awesome for butterflies is actually called butterfly pentas, and a lot of people aren't familiar with this plant. And I think part of the reason is because when everyone is buying their annuals in May and early April or late April, this plant isn't blooming yet. This plant likes to have a lot of heat and warmth before you start to see flowers. But when it does flower, you get lots of jewel tone color, light pink, dark pink, kind of a crimson red. Again, very heat tolerant. The butterflies are just magnets to this. They love it. And it's just a plant that is a really nice little mound. You can mix it in with containers with other things, and you're definitely going to have butterflies if you have this in the garden. Verbena is a sun-tolerant, heat-tolerant annual that blooms in whites, pinks, reds, all these really, really vibrant colors. It attracts hummingbirds, it attracts butterflies. You can get mounding verbena, you can also get trailing verbena. So lots of different ways that you can use it, add color, and you're definitely going to see hummingbirds and butterflies and bees coming to this flower all summer long. Angelonia is a plant that is awesome in containers, really nice, big, tall spikes. So it makes it perfect for putting in the middle of a container. Comes in whites, pinks, purples, and also known as summer snapdragon. It's very heat tolerant, and it's going to attract butterflies and especially hummingbirds. Heliotrope is a popular butterfly plant. It's one that is a little bit kind of misshapen sometimes, so I like to mix it into a mixed combo basket or mixed combo garden with other flowers, just to give it some more shape and kind of let it ramble through. But it is a must-have because it's so fragrant. You're going to love the way it smells. Kind of has a licorice smell to it, and the purple flowers are really deep colored, nice jewel tone, and the butterflies go nuts for this plant. Cuphia, or firecracker plant, as I like to call it, is an awesome, awesome plant for hummingbirds. If you want hummingbirds, you definitely want to try Cuphia. We have several different types. There's Vermillionaire. This is bat-faced Cuphia. There's also the new Sweet Talk series, which is kind of an upright Cuphia. This is a plant that it's awesome for hummingbirds, but it kind of gets a little wild looking. So this is another one that I like to plant in combination with some other plants. So this is one I would definitely consider planting along with some Salvia, maybe some trailing Verbena, and you will just have a hummingbird powerhouse. Some of my favorite hummingbird annuals are all the different versions of Salvia. So this is Victoria Blue. It's been around for a long time. It's been around because it is a tried and true performer. It's got these awesome spikes of little blue flowers. The hummingbirds go right to it. So do butterflies. And then this red hot Sally Salvia, another one that's just been around forever, but it's got these long red tubes, and the hummingbirds can really get their drinking parts down in there and get all that nectar. And I love the red, they love the shape of the flower, and they are gonna go to Salvia all summer long. Fuchsias are another awesome hummingbird plant. You may be familiar more with the pink and purple little dangly fuchsia flowers. This one is my favorite. This is Gartenmeister fuchsia, and it has these kind of salmon coral colored flowers that hang down. And this is a plant that will grow in partial shade. It will also take quite a bit of sun. So it's versatile, and it just has a nice upright habit. It's really great to mix with sun patiens. It's great to mix with white flowers, and it's just one that I always include in at least one of my pots on my deck because I know the hummingbirds are going to be there all the time. One flower annual that you just can't ignore, of course, is petunias. They do so many things in our garden. They provide so much color. They're great for baskets. They come in every color of the rainbow, and they are also good pollinator plants. So make sure that you, when you get going and start planting, consider putting some petunias in your garden for awesome color and for the pollinators. Today I have showed you some of my absolute favorite pollinator plants, both perennials and annuals. There are so many more. There's also great shrubs and even trees out there that can go into a pollinator garden. Make sure that you stop by the nursery, the greenhouse, tell us what you're doing. Visit our pollinator garden here at the store for great ideas and inspiration. Just make sure that you're out there planting what you like, what they like, and really enjoy all the activity that's going to happen in your garden this summer.